Just like in the days of Moses, you served another God other than him, and you were stoned. And this is what he's saying here in Hebrews, because he's been referencing the sacrifice of Jesus throughout the entire book, and talking about how the sacrifice of Jesus is more than everything. It's greater, it's bigger, more powerful than everything in the Old Testament. It's bigger, it's more. It goes like this. If you were looking for a sacrifice that was bigger than Jesus, you're not going to find it, number one. If you were trusting in anything else other than the sacrifice of Jesus for forgiveness of sins, you're not going to find it. If you thought that your works or some great thing that you can bring to the table is better than the sacrifice of the Son of God, then essentially what you are doing is you are putting your fist in the face of the Spirit of God. You are spitting on the cross. You are deciding that you are bigger than everything that He has done for you. You would wish that you would get stoned. You would pray for it. You would cry out for it, because it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of an angry God. You only have to look forward to, if you decide that there is something else other than the sacrifice of Jesus for forgiveness of sins, the only thing that you will have to look forward to is the vengeance of an almighty God placed on you for an eternity in a place called hell. That's all you have to look forward to. And you go, boy, that seems a little harsh, don't you think? God the Father sends His only begotten Son into this world that hated Him, and all we did was reject Him, beat Him, throw a crown of thorns on His head, nail Him to a cross for 6 hours, and you think that that's just, we're being a little bit over. God, help us. You think your works are going to do it? I'm going to tell you, there's going to be people all over the world. There are going to be preachers, deacons, teachers. There are going to be people who were born in a church and lived there their entire life. And they will wake up one day in a place called hell, not because they didn't do good things, not because they didn't preach the word, not because they didn't do it. They will be there because they rejected the gift and the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. And that will be the only reason that they are there. I've asked people, it's one of the ways I kind of introduce the gospel, and I say, when you stand before God one day and He asks you why you should be let in, and I hear all of the answers. And my first thought this past couple of weeks, God, if you were to ask me that, I would say I have absolutely no reason, God, to be accepted into your heaven. What have you done, Phil, that you should be able to be in here? Absolutely nothing. God, you should honestly take this boy right here and throw him into the deepest, darkest place in hell itself. You should lock the door and throw the key, because I have done absolutely nothing to deserve your love, your mercy, your grace. Nothing in my hand I bring, simply to the cross I cling.